Hey everyone, just doing a video today about the infamous topsy-turvy or upside down tomato grower, or you can grow a lot of different things in them, but I'm just going to give you a few tips on how to have the best success, especially from when you start. So here's a look at the hanger I'm using here. Now this is what not to do. Don't use a little hanger with just one point like that. It's really not ideal. You want one with like two, a little stronger, because these get really heavy. I'm going to take this one off. Another trick, if you use these weak ones, put a zip tie on it so they won't slip off. Or even if they get weak and start going down, this will keep it on. Now here's a look at the kind you do want to use. See, this has two nice solid points here. These are, brazed or welded or whatever. It's extremely strong. I could probably almost hang off this. It'd break eventually, but nice and strong. I don't really have to worry. With the other kind, I definitely can't fill that completely full of soil. It'll just break the minute I water it. Now this is more about what you do with the previous year's topsy-turvies, just for this part of the video. I'm taking out my last year's one. I look in there. Weeds in there. So what you don't want to do, which I've even been guilty of in the past, is just reusing the soil, maybe topping it up a bit. That's not a good idea because it gets all clumpy inside. And you want nice aerated soil. So it's good to just sort of take it out completely. That, and mix in a little bit of newer compost or whatever you like. It's nice to have good draining stuff, that's for sure. And you want to revitalize some of the soil. What you'll have naturally from the year before is a lot of root matter from the previous tomato. It breaks down a bit, but you want to mix in a little bit of new stuff with that too. Plus I'm pulling out the main stem, which I cut off the tomato at the end of last fall. So now I'm adding in some of my compost that I made here in the yard in my tumbling composter. Could add some fresh organic material. Now this is sort of mostly finished compost. It's not 100% finished, but it's pretty nice. I don't doubt that it's going to help. Now I'll just mix it all up. Doesn't really take much. Doesn't hold a ton of soil. I mean, it gets really heavy, but compared to a big container or what you might put in a raised bed, it doesn't use nearly as much soil. So now it's time to get my tomato. So here's what I'm going to use. This is a mixed cherry tomato, which basically means in the package you get different colors. There's yellow, there's a dark red, and I think a purple one. What I like to use in the topsy-turvies generally are these small cherry type, grape type, or pear tomatoes. They just really grow much quicker. They require less of a root mass, so they're just perfect. Now I'll just take this out. Now here's what you basically do when you have a topsy-turvy, or you can make one of these yourself. It's just a little lip in here, and you got to fit the tomato through. I think they assume that you're going to use really small tomato. Well, I'm not. So I'm just going to basically fit it in here and hope that it works. I've actually put bigger tomatoes in these, so that's okay. So I'm just going to squeeze it in gently. When you have a smaller tomato, it's sometimes easier to go in the other way. But with this one, I'm not sure how well that would have went. So I push it in, got to clean the soil around the rim here. Compost smells good. And what I might want to do, trying to decide if I should pinch this bottom piece off. I'll just leave it. There we go. This is the little thing that keeps the soil in. Lets the water drain out. Looks good so far, eh? Now with this step, you want to be kind of gentle. You don't want to use a big shovel and start throwing everything in. The weight of it could easily snap the stem, which usually can screw up your tomato. Although I've had it a couple times happen where I did damage the stem while doing this, and it came back eventually. But it probably would have done better if I'd just been a little more careful. Now I've got this just by hand, almost a third full, and it's already getting sort of heavy. I can feel the weight anyway. And yeah, for these, it's good to just do it by hand. Take your time. Incidentally, with these, the downside is you've got to water them, I would say, at least every 2 days. I wouldn't go more than 3 days, that's for sure. Maybe once in a while go 3 days without, but you really do need to. They do use up a lot of moisture. I guess we get kind of a greenhouse effect. And yeah, that's what happens. So, I think that's enough. Got it filled to 3/4. And there we go. I think it looks pretty good. Here's the other one I just did. This one I sort of shoved a bit of the stem inside. It's a little leggy. Yeah, so that's it. I think I paid $2 each for these new. They last me about 2 or 3 years, depending on how well I treat them and how the weather is. Yeah, I recommend them if you have the room. Something to sort of grow beside just stuff in the garden. So that's it. Have a great day.